get a chance to do me like they did my nigga Ty. Thug it for life, and if you right, the nigga die for it. Let the motherfuckers try, at least you try for it. When it's time to die, to be a man, to pick the way you lead. Fuck peace and the police, my ambitions as a fighter. I'm a straight fighter. My ambitions as a rider. But they can't do nothing to a G. My murderous lyrics, he put with spirit to the thugs. Before me, stay off the block, you baby. I know they coming for me. I was happy to be a bitch. For years, never let my adversary been reduced to tears. But then my messages with the speed. Show us a bitch and bleed. Niggas are feeling fine. My mother's corrupt and see. Blast me, but they didn't finish. Didn't diminish my power, so now I'm back to be a motherfucking menace. They cowards, that's why they try to set me up. Have bitch ass niggas on my team, so indeed they wet me up. But I'm back, reincarnated, incarcerated at the time I called the breakaway to God made it. Listen with lyrics that's legendary. Musical mercenary for money. I had these motherfuckers buried. Getting much mad at jail. Niggas telling me to kill it. Knowing when I get out, they gon' feel it. Witness the realest of who rider when I put the shit inside you. Rise from all your people when they find you. But remind you, my history is proof authentic. Revenge on the niggas that played me. And all the cowards that was down with it. Now it's your nigga right beside you. Hoping you listen. Got you paying attention to my ambitions as a rider. I'm a straight rider. You don't wanna fuck with me. My ambitions as a rider. But they can't do nothing to a G. I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't wanna fuck with me. Got the police messing with me. But they can't do nothing to a G. And I'm screaming. I won't deny it. I'm a straight rider. You don't wanna fuck with me.
Jooked Radio, presented by Follow Black Dollars, and sponsored by Wristwork Custom. We in the building. What's happening? We
Going down.
What's up?
Same shit, different place.
We got Crooked Halo in the building. I'm your boy, Richie Carlisle. We are live on YouTube. Go to the weareradio.com YouTube page. We're also live on Facebook. Watch party's about to get jumping in a minute. Today, we are talking about layoffs. If anyone's been laid off, know anybody that's been laid off, you're about to get laid off, you're scared to get laid off. I'm pretty sure that anybody in America can relate with what we're talking about today. We're also going to have national recording artist Denario, as well as R&B legend and platinum R&B superstar Joe Little in the building of the Rude Boys. Yo, it's going to be a dope-ass episode today, man. I'm excited, man. How you feel right now?
Trying to figure out what this dog is doing.
Man. That's absurd, man. That is absurd. So, we were talking earlier, for those who don't know, every week, me and Halo get together and figure out what are we going to talk to y'all about. And toward the end of the week, we agreed to discuss layoffs. Well, actually, she suggested it. I'm not going to take no credit for it whatsoever. But, with everything that's going on, with the economy, I think it's really important because you had certain people that was running for president that were, that was making promises and saying that manufacturing jobs and certain jobs were coming back. But a lot of those jobs have been lost, since, said person has took office. You know what I mean? And with the advent of automation and more jobs being replaced by machinery and computers, layoffs is a reality. You know what I'm saying? But like when you were thinking of the topic, what was really motivating you, to bring that up?
It's something people go through every day, baby.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Have you ever been laid off?
Yep.
Tell us about it.
It sucked balls.
Of course. No question at all. Like I remember, I was talking to my man the other day. We were talking about it, and I was in a meeting. I was a supervisor in a call center, and a lot of people were asking us on the floor, were they going to be laid off? Because with this particular company, whenever a campaign had come to an end, they would lay off half the company. That's just how it went. You know, I was unaware of it, and I had asked upper management, what should I tell these people? And they had told me to say, hey, look, no, we're not laying off. And they actually had people from corporate come in on the floor and tell these people that we were not laying off. And 3 weeks later, I'm sitting in a meeting with all the higher ups, and they were like, oh, yeah, so the campaign went good. We exceeded goals, and we're going to lay off a third of the company. And I'm sitting here like, what? You know, and people had asked us, you know, straight up, are we going to lay off? And they had put me and other management in position to have to lie to a lot of people, you know. And so not only were they laying off a third of the company, but they were laying off everybody that day. So it was like people were going to come in today and find out they ain't had no job. Oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? So that was my first, you know, upfront experience, you know, with the layoff, and the way that they did it was so scurvy. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it's my second experience with layoff. The first time I got laid off was I was working for a company that was changing out water meters for an entire city. So it was a project. So if anybody's ever worked on a project, you know that projects are temporary. So at the end of the project, you know, the work is over, so there's nothing to do. So we took the job understanding that at the end of the project we may not have a job. So, you know, so we knew that, and toward the end of the project we had finished ahead of schedule, so they had allowed people to, you know, post for different jobs on the clock and take different training classes online, you know, because the activity was down, because, you know, as the project ended, it was less people to call on and less calls to receive. So they let people do that. The people they liked the best, they kept them, you know, or if it was a role for them after the project, they kept them. Everybody else, you know, you search for a job. So people got placed and things of that sort. So they handled that situation really good. Whereas the other company did some straight scam shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. I mean, it's really brutal. You know, the thing I hate most about it is if a company doesn't give you any notice or any warning at all, you come in and the doors is locked. You know what I'm saying? That's the bull. You know what I'm saying? That's the bull. So once again, we're broadcasting live on YouTube. For those that's listening on Mixler, we can look at us on YouTube. We're also broadcasting on Facebook via the We Up Radio chat room. So definitely check us out and comment, share the video. You know what I'm saying? Definitely appreciate it. Man, we got We Up Radio. So we got radio celebrities walking in the door right now. My man Big Squeeze just slid up in here. We talking about layoffs. He knows something about layoffs. What up, Squeeze?
What's up, good brother? How you?
Man, we good. I see you in the building, man. You wanna sit down for a minute, or are you here?
I'm on a mission, but I can always get
No doubt.
How you doing?
Yo, say what up, Crooked Halo's on the phone.
Crooked Halo, what up, though?
Big Squeeze!
How you doing?
What's happening? Nominated for a Hip Hop Entertainment Award.
Why your ass ain't down here?
Ain't nobody got no car, bruh.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good reason. That's a good reason.
Yo, but for real,
I been seeing you though. That's my girl.
But for real, you gotta give definitely some props for that. The station as a whole is actually up for an award.
Yeah, man.
So that means you up for an award too.
Absolutely. Y'all up for one, man.
You up for an award? Hey, we up for an award.
We up. Radio is up for an award, baby. We on the map. They didn't know our name last year.
They didn't know our name.
No.
But yeah, so guess what? Guess what, Negro? You up for an award.
Hey, I'm trying to get mine, and I want us to get ours, because I'm walking on stage both times.
Right. I'm gonna ask Dang. I actually gotta go to this thing.
Yeah, right. We gotta be there now. I got a reason to go.
We gotta go.
Right.
No, man, I think it's very unfortunate being laid off, though, you know, just to stick to your topic, because being laid off sucks. I mean, you always got that over a person who got fired. You can say that because you got an opportunity to come back.
Right.
But most likely you ain't coming back because they ain't got space for your ass, or they ain't got the money for your ass. So, you know, being laid off is
it's brutal.
It's brutal, yeah. It's ugly. Do they normally give you like a severance package or something like that? Is there normally like?
It depends on the company. Yeah. It depends on the company. If you work for Ford, GM, the auto workers, and you're in the union, when they lay off, because they always do layoffs, and they do a mandatory. Ford, my dad worked and retired from Ford, and every year Ford does a mandatory 2-week shutdown in the summer. And before that happens, though, that means you're off work for 2 weeks.
And they pay you for it. Before
that happens, normally they would get their profit sharing checks prior to that.
Yeah, because so my grandfather actually retired from GM.
Where their layoffs were more palatable than anybody else walking into a call center and they're like, well, you know what? The campaign's over, or we lost the campaign, and we don't have no reason to keep y'all here. Have a good day.
Right, yeah. That's terrible.
I mean, because I've had that happen. That Felon Finley place downtown Cleveland across from Post Office Plaza. You know, that's what they do. They would steady add campaigns, lose campaigns, and when they lost the campaign or the campaign was over, they didn't have no job no more. Because if they didn't think you would go to, if they didn't think you would bring them any money on a different campaign, they did not keep you.
Damn. Well, I mean, I guess you sort of have to know that going into it, so you can make wise decisions with your money when you get it.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of people don't, and that's why we're talking about layoffs. Because people don't realize that you can get laid off anywhere. Right now,
that's true.
Victoria's Secret, the company, is laying off high level and middle managers. You know, AT&T is laying off people. Sports Illustrated is laying off writers for their digital company. Layoffs happen across every industry. And it really doesn't matter where you work or who you work for. You have to be able to weather that storm when it comes.
Absolutely.
Because you walk in, just like you said, you could pull into work. That happened to, wasn't it called Cleveland Optical? That place, that eye company.
Oh, down on like 40th or something in that plaza?
Yeah, and the people walked up there and they had ordered glasses and had eye exams, and people showed up to work and there was a sign: every branch was closed. They filed for bankruptcy.
Damn, I ain't tell you nothing.
So it's like you have to be prepared in all aspects in this day and age. No matter what job you have, no matter what level of degree you have, doctorate, master's, whatever.
Yeah.
Because the bottom line is, if you're not in business for yourself, you're beholden to your corporate master, regardless. And as soon as their bottom line points to a way to get more money by losing people, that's what they're going to do every single time.
That happened to me at TV20. So I definitely understand that. When I was there,
I had a couple friends that was at TV20. Yeah, I know.
My TV show, and when it was time for cutting people,
go
to the chopping block, you out of here.
Yeah, when I was in school for this, TV20 was big because a lot of people they were doing a lot of good things. But again, that's the industry, and that's anywhere that you work. But television and radio, this is one of the reasons why online radio is becoming more and more of the market share, because what comes along with working for terrestrial radio, and for those of you that don't know what terrestrial radio is, that's 93, 107, AM, FM radio.
FM, AM, yeah.
You know,
over the airwaves,
there's rules, regulations that come along with that, and you're not an employee. You sign a contract. You have to sign a contract.
Absolutely. So, I just went through 2 contracts with terrestrial radio.
Exactly. Even if you're running the board, you're the engineer, you're a producer, whatever you're doing, you have to sign a contract. If your show doesn't bring in ratings, if you don't come across on the air as likable, or advertisers want to pay to market on your time,
you're out of here.
They'll get rid of you.
Yep. That's a fact.
With the quickness.
Hey, you know what? I got to go, but I want to say this before I leave. Jooked Radio is vital to the hood. The hood needs shit like this. This is like the Garden Valley version of CNN. You know what I'm saying? MSNBC, CNBC, something of that nature. And we need that. We need that because we need to be able to be relatable when we talk to people. The audience that we attempting to reach. we need to be able to be relatable while being informative, because they don't want to hear a bunch of big mumbo jumbo, but they need to hear the information that you give it to them. So I think that Jooked Radio is incredible for the streets, man. We need this for real. And I didn't know what to expect when y'all started. When you shut down the plug and restarted with this Jooked Radio situation, I love the promos. I love the ads. I didn't completely see the direction, though. I didn't understand it. And shit, this is why you can't climb inside a nigga head. You got to see what happened. And I like this, man. This is dope. Salute to y'all, man.
Man, we appreciate you. We appreciate the story.
No doubt about it.
The
Needed, man. It's much needed.
And that was the goal. That was the goal. Like Squeeze really hit on really the goals of what we wanted to do in the beginning, was let y'all understand and navigate through how these companies are doing.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
The bottom line is everybody got bills. Everybody want to keep a roof over their head. Everybody deserves, no matter what job you're doing, to be able to pay their rent, pay their house note, keep their lights on,
Facts.
and have a zero balance month to month on their bill. The idea of living check to check and being slaves to these companies and disrespected, no, we are the ones that hold the power. GM, with this strike, they're still on strike. Yeah, they may have reached a tentative agreement, but until it's signed, they're still on strike.
Right.
A lot of it, and they're not the only ones. I was talking with my mother about this the other day, and there's so many other companies that have unions. Right now, what is it? Chicago is the second or third largest school district in the country, and their teachers are on fucking strike.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Their kids are not in school. 300,000 kids not in school because Chicago don't give a shit. And people act like teachers are not supposed to be able to live, and they have your kids for 7+ hours a day. Teachers gotta pull out their own pocket everything you see in their classrooms. When you go to their open houses and you see all that shit in them rooms, that come out the teacher's pocket.
Yep.
That's not out the district's pocket.
Yep.
That's not out the school board's pocket. That's out that teacher's pocket. Everything. And for people to act like teachers don't deserve any type of respect, to me, is a slap in the fucking face, and I don't even have to.
Facts.
I agree with that.
And the thing is that a lot of these school districts have temp teachers. They're not even full-time. They're not even full-staff teachers, man.
Substitute because of the way and how much teachers are disregarded in this country as a career being palatable to have. The only reason why people even go into teaching anymore is not because, well, I'm not going to say it's not because of the love of the kids, because there are still some people that do that. But teachers also have a union, which means they're guaranteed a pension when they retire. That's why you see the same teachers teaching generations of kids. They're in there 30, 40 years. They have to be. That's why they're doing it. And back in the 50s and 30s and 40s and 60s, it made sense because you could live off of that money. You cannot live as a teacher on $30,000 a year.
Nah.
And you only
you generally can't live off $30,000 a year, period, no matter who you are.
And people don't even realize teachers are getting that, and they don't even work this summer. In the summer, they're laid off. If you are a teacher, substitute teacher, and you're listening, tell me. I know I have teachers who are friends, and every summer, so they got to get another job unless they're in a situation where they're, maybe married or whatever it is. But the majority of them aren't, and the majority of them struggle,
right,
and have to get additional employment when school is out.
Yeah, you just see teachers in
Walmart
Walmart or teachers in Target or teachers at Amazon or Ubering. Well, I've been a teacher at so-and-so high school for 20 years, but you taking me to the theater.
Exactly.
And you
that's
Ubering.
The thing. So Chicago Teachers Union is on strike, and I'm looking at this. It's getting relatively no media attention because we got a dumbass that should have been assassinated a long time ago. We're on the brink of some super fuck shit coming up here, and people act like this shit is a game. There ain't nothing about this that's a fucking game.
Nah, it's not.
Nothing.
Nah, it's real.
Nothing. Yeah.
is very vital. I mean, you know, speaking about this dude, and I really want to. I'm about to pivot because I don't want to give this cat no airtime for real. But
Right.
you know, you got the country getting punked by Turkey.
Man.
You getting spent by a turkey? You over here kowtowing the fucking turkey.
Man.
Anybody else in office wouldn't even be in this situation. And if a country like such as a Turkey wasn't even trying to pull this shit, it'd be on CNN Live from Turkey or what used to be Turkey.
Well, again, this is why I hashtag everything country full of dumbasses. Because that's what we're dealing with right now.
Right.
But back to the topic at hand, the Chicago Teachers Union, as a product of a union environment, like I said, my dad worked and retired from Ford. I am always going to stand with the union on whatever issue. And whether it's the teachers, whether it's the fucking deli slicer union at Giant Eagle, whatever the fuck union it is.
You know
you would not have
I think that call center should have unions.
You wouldn't have a 40-hour work week without the union. People will swear up and down unions ain't shit, and they're looking at it from a jaded point of view.
Very
with all
jaded.
Of the corrupt from.
I think that if you are a licensed call center worker, you should have a union. If you were like a mortgage broker, insurance agent, anything that requires state and federal licensing, we should have unions if you work in these companies, because the way that they do licensed professionals is absurd. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to have hours of we have to take continuing education for the life of our career. You know, we could be subject to lawsuits, and we have to maintain levels of insurance and the whole nine. I mean, for real. But in the way that they do us, especially with the money and how, you know, for those that rock with us, you didn't see, you know, the comp the compensation package meeting. You know, that's real shit. You know, these companies will change the pay scale on us 4 or 5 times in a year just for the fuck of it.
In a heartbeat.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they don't want to pay you more than 4 figures or 5 figures. To see, when you're in the insurance industries and the financial service industries, mortgages, anything like that, and we're talking about bonus structure pay, we're talking about commission, we're talking about upwards of $5,000 and up, depending on how that structure is set up, how that payout is set up. Some companies let you get your shit every 2 weeks. Some companies once a month. Some companies every quarter. So when you're a top quality employee and you're a high producer, and all you're being motivated by is the money, because you got bills.
Yeah.
And you're calculating your bonus and your income based on, okay, the structure set up this way. I know I didn't close X amount of loans. I have X amount of loans in pending status. I have 5, 6, 7 applications out in various stages.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on the company, you could be hitting bonus points on all different stages of a loan, on all different stages of an insurance contract. You don't know. It's different for every company. And then here these motherfuckers come that quarter they're supposed to pay you out, and you're expecting to see $17,250, and they're hitting you with,
here's 4.
You know what? We just wanted to change the bonus structure, and now instead of 17, you're only getting 57.
Or
that's the type of scam code, type shit that they do in financial services.
Or if you bring in $100,000 in premium in a month, you bring in $100,000 in premium a month, 3 months in a row, and your paycheck is looking 3 different. You got 3 different paychecks for the same amount of actual production because of other factors that are factored in. Yeah, I mean, for real. I mean,
in mortgages, if you close, if in mortgages, the average cost of a house in Northeast Ohio is about $200,000. So if you're closing 4 loans a month, which is what most companies want you to be able to do, you might find some that let you get away with 3, but most of them want you closing 4 loans a month. That's $800,000 a month, almost $1 million a month.
That's a lot of premium.
Now, if you do that for 3 months, for 4 months, you're expecting on that $800,000 a certain percentage point. It's called a BIP. And the higher the BIP for you, the less money the company's going to take out of your commission. So you might get into a company and they tell you, well, you know what, we're going to give you 300 bips on every loan that you close. So if you closing out at the minimum of 200,000, you getting a shit ton of money for that. You're getting at least, 300 bips. I said 300 bips on 200,000. So you're getting $6,000 on that. So 6 times 4, that's $24,000 just on $800,000 worth of loans that are closing. Now, that's in 1 month. So if you get bonus by the quarter, how many months are in a quarter?
4.
Okay, 4 times 24,000.
That's a lot of bread.
Okay, now you go to a meeting and they tell you they didn't change the bonus structure. We're not giving you 300 bips anymore. We're going to give you 150 bips.
Ooh.
They cut your shit in half. Here you thinking you had your down payment for a house, you getting ready to buy a car, you saving shit. That's why people get into those industries, because the ability to make an astronomical amount of money or a bonus potential is ridiculous. But you also have to fight these companies that do shit like that. I've had it happen. It still happens.
Yeah.
They'll tell you all kinds of shit. You'll run into all type of shit. There'll be people in the underwriting department that will hold up your loan. Processing will hold it up just because, being spiteful. Maybe the owner don't want to pay out that much money this month because they powder habit then took them, bit them a little bit in the ass. They wasn't expecting to spend that much.
Right. Hold up. My side chick's boobs need some non-essential
Man.
but highly desirable upgrades. And that's how I be, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we was at a company, me and my man Jay Script, we was at a company where Cass was looking at the owner like literally get fatter. Like literally get fatter while the commission checks got smaller.
Yeah, and that's the first thing they do, and then they wonder why they can't keep high quality productive people.
Right.
And if you're lucky enough to be in a situation where you have a company that doesn't fuck with your pay structure, your bonus structure every time you turn around, that's really who you need to stick with. And
exactly.
At some point, if it's something that you could absolutely positively do on your own, that's what you need to be really
on your
having
own.
a goal to achieve. Because being out here is American dream. Everybody can start a business. You can make your money and live comfortably off of just about anything you can think of in this country if you have the desire to do it. A lot of people feel like you got to have thousands and thousands of dollars to do certain shit. No, you don't. If you got the knowledge, why you can't do it? But all these companies, Tesla has laid off people last year, AT&T. There's been so many other companies. There's a firefighting, a whole firehouse got laid off in East St. Louis, Missouri. So Uber laid off people. Hell, even the private jet company Gulfstream, they laid off people.
Wow.
Coal miners who threw up and down that they was gonna get saved, them niggas is getting laid off. And this was just this is just 2 days. And their union said it's highly likely that there'll be more layoffs. The clearest sign yet that America's coal county is headed for widespread job cuts. The amount of coal being produced per U.S. miner is the lowest level in 8 years. Productivity has slid 11% this year alone, and the last time that it was that low was in 2011, when coal companies ended up cutting almost half their workers in a downturn that lasted more than 4 years. 4 years before they could even bring in new people to hire. And see, it underscores the intense pressure facing U.S. coal. For years and years, they relied on exports and metallurgical coal used for steel making to offset the demand that was shrinking from U.S. utilities. Meaning, because we're not using coal in the U.S. for heat or light or fuel anymore, they were relying on foreign markets and exporting that shit basically to more third world countries that still have a need for that, not understanding and realizing that a lot of the higher European markets are going into sustainable energy, renewable energy. They're not on coal. That's why you have that 16-year-old girl touring the fucking world talking about climate change. Because in Europe, you know, they believe they're scientists over there. You know, they actually believe science and facts and shit and understand the significant amount of changes going on in the weather.
Right.
So the idea that you have an entire industry in the U.S., the coal industry, depending on now Europe, because we don't use this shit. You only really use coal when you're in these the coal mining states, Pennsylvania, Virginia, West Virginia. They still have co-ops, they still have gas co-ops, they still have oil co-ops, they still have well water and well heat. Like they are still living in the 19th and 20th century as far as progress with their heat and how they're using that fossil fuel. They've not made the transition to understanding that now it's 2019. We're in the last decade of the teens. It's going to be 2020. Mm-hmm. And you're the only one still relying on that shit in this day and age. There's solar power, wind power. There's sustainable renewable energy is where it's headed. And instead of preparing for that, now, again, you have this industry that fell for the rhetoric that somebody stood up there and told them and didn't want to believe the science, didn't want to believe the rest of the world. Now you're sitting here 2 months before Christmas and your union is telling you that more layoffs are coming. Hashtag country full of dumbasses. Because you could have avoided this. But the idea that a lot of people have against change, against technology, against modernization is what is going to tear a lot of people's families apart, their livelihoods, because you're not ready and you refuse to go and learn a new skill. You feel you don't have to. Well, my great, okay, but they're dead. I mean, you're still here.
Right.
I mean, and I like to liken it because when people, they were like, what you mean? You remember when, if you've ever seen Forrest Gump, and you know Lieutenant Dan's character, Lieutenant Dan hated Forrest for pulling him out of that jungle in Vietnam. Because like you said, every one of his family, men in his family, had fought and died on the battlefield. And he swore up and down, you're taking away my destiny. No, that's not, that evidently, sir, that was not what your destiny was supposed to be. And that mindset is a lot of people still to this day. And not necessarily, it doesn't have to be. Yeah, you may have been ingrained for some shit in your family through generation upon generation, but you know what? So was racism.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody got to bring the change.
Right. That's absurd.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, let me know if I'm wrong.
Nah, you making lots of sense to me. You're making a whole lot of sense to me.
I mean, but and so people have to understand, you do not owe anybody anything but yourself, not your family, not anything. Even if you have kids, if you have a wife, if you have a husband, you don't have to put whatever your hopes and dreams onto those kids. They got to live their own lives. We don't know what's coming. A lot of us, the way folks is dropping like flies. Again, we're 2 months from 2020, people. A whole new decade. Are you anywhere near where you thought you'd be? Where you'd be writing 2020 on the damn date?
Right.
Is the country where you thought it would be, and you're going to be writing 2020 on the date? Fuck no.
Not at all.
Is the country closer to where we would be in Idiocracy in 25-20? Fuck yeah.
Right.
So at some point, there's a fork coming, and you're going to have to pick a path and understand that get into these companies, get your money, and get out and get your own shit. Invest in your family. Buy land. Buy businesses. Set your kids up. Do trust. Ensure that you can have that entrepreneurial mindset going through the family. Ensure that your kids don't have to put up with some jackass, sexual harassing ass, bigot ass fucking boss.
Right.
What do they call them today? Microaggressions? Like, if you go back and watch so many 80s and 90s movies, a lot of these kids, they wouldn't put up with a lot of that shit. I saw a meme, was it today or yesterday? I don't know, it might have been today. But it said something, which one was it? It had a picture, it was Forget Fuller House, and it had the cast of, the Full House one on Netflix. And it said, I want to see Married with Grandchildren. And had the cast of Married with Children on there, which is awesome because I would love to see Married with Grandchildren, but what people don't realize is that shit would never fly today.
Nah.
If you go back, every episode of Married with Children is on Hulu, okay? If you go back and watch every episode, there is no fucking way they would let Al Bundy back on TV.
Nah.
No way. No way. Not, come on, man. Al is my nigga. Al kept it entirely too real.
He kept it 1,000.
You know what I'm saying? There's entirely too many fat jokes. The cracks between him and Marcy, the only thing that comes close to Al and Marcy is Martin and Pam.
Right.
And that's only because Martin and Pam weren't as derogatory. Martin usually kept it about Pam's hair. He never talked about her being dark-skinned or anything like that. Al went there with
he
Marcy.
Went there with Marcy.
You know what I'm saying? Every chance he got, he went there with it. So there's no way. Peggy was the laziest of the laziest women. And there's no way they would let that type of.
And Bud
woman...
was an incel.
No, man!
Bud was an incel. Bud was an incel, and
Kelly was a whore.
Yeah, she was a slore. She would be. She would be. Meet your new team lead.
Man, she would be.
Oh my God, she'd be meet your new team lead. How'd you do it, Kelly? Well, I had some secret meetings with the suit. Man. Yo, we're gonna hit this commercial break. Gonna come back. Gonna have more Jooked Radio. Then we're gonna have Denario and also Joe Little of the Rude Boys stopping through. Yo, man, it's going, man. Jooked Radio. Reggie Clemens, insurance professional. Losing a loved one is hard enough. Worrying about how you will handle final expenses only adds to one of the worst moments of your life. Let Reggie Clemens help you address this very important need. With over 12 years experience, Mr. Clemens has the knowledge and wherewithal to help you deal with all situations. No exam is required for most plans. Auto, home, and renter's insurance is also available. Call 216-925-6577 for a free quote. That's 216-925-6577. Reggie Clemens, insurance professional.
We Up Radio is one of the fastest growing online radio stations in the country. If you want to grow your business, promote and broadcast live for your event, or start your career in broadcasting, We Up Radio is the place for you. We have plans and services for everyone. Email us at weupradio@gmail.com to find out more, or you can call us at 216-772-3393. weupradio.com.
weupradio.com. Topic every fucking
Man, you hate the radio.
I despise it. I hate it.
Tune in to Clutch Players University.
You said who?
Clutch Players University.
Clutch Players University.
Yeah, man.
When?
On Saturday at 1.
Get out of here.
I'm not lying,
You said
man.
Clutch Players University.
Clutch Players University.
When?
On Saturday at 1. Are you listening?
Clutch Players University, Saturdays at 1.
At 1. Tune in to them on weupradio.com.
Clutch Players University,
Clutch
Saturdays
Players.
at 1 p.m. That's what's up. So I'll tune in. Saturdays at 1 p.m. on weupradio.com. That's what's up.
All right. I check.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
Tune in to OP Nation Talk every Thursday, 7 to 9.
Right here live at weupradio.com.
216-772-3393.
Hosted by
Ray Sharp
Councilman Ernest L. Smith.
and King Swisher.
Every Thursday, 7 to 9. Real voice of the streets.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
What's up, world? It's your boy Big Squeeze. Each and every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. weupradio.com. Check out the dopest show in the world, you heard me? Yeah, me and my homie Mook, we go out here, we go hard with the real hip-hop heads. We got that dope shit. If it's hot, we gon' play it, believe that. Tune in to the jungle, baby. Big Squeeze, Mook, 6 to 8, weupradio.com.
Previously on OGDJ Radio.
I had a conversation the other day with this girl, and she said she saw a girl, and she was like, damn, she got a fat ass. And I'm thinking to myself, why would you say she got a fat ass to me, though? That don't sound like something I want to hear. You know, I ain't got nothing against homosexuals, but I'm not one, and that sounded kind of homosexual. It sounded a little gay. She was like, well, what you mean? It's there. I can see. I said, well, how would it sound if as a man came to you and said, damn, look at my dude jogging pants. He rocking the out of them. Like, huh? if another man,
that's a nice bulge.
Man, if another nigga seen another man's pants and talked about his package, that's gay as hell. It ain't no understanding.
That's gay. That's gay.
So, and then she said, I'm not gay. I said, but that definitely sounded like a homosexual comment.
Right.
I understand that you appreciate a woman's body, but from my perspective,
that wasn't just a compliment.
That was homoerotic.
Damn.
Homoerotic.
Yeah.
That made me think of a threesome.
Tune in each and every Friday night, 4 to 6 p.m. on weupradio.com for OG DJ Radio.
Oh my God.
I love OG DJ Radio.
weupradio.com.
Cats who rock Mac knowledge. Peace the cats who rock Mac knowledge. Peace the cats who rock Mac knowledge.
You're listening to weupradio.com.
Peace the cats who rock Mac knowledge. Street astrologists light up the mic guard knowledge. Spot joints like character points. Corolla, Motorola, Hola. Play guard, he pack over the shoulder. Chrome tanks, play it like Yanks. Check the franchise. Front on my guys, my enterprise. Splash many lives. Repel fakes like reflectors. He has sugar in his ear in his last crack career. We can can him, manhandle him if you wanna run in his cribbo, get ditto, skate like a limo, and jet to the fly state. Relate, take a break down the eighth and then wait. Drop it like Drake, thugs, they be rolling and screwing. We canoeing, claim they doing the same shit we doing. Fuck the union, it's the same style. As a trainer boy, jump the turnstile.
What up, everybody? This your girl Nicole J, host of Clutch Players University every Saturday, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. You're listening to weupradio.com.
Like Windex, index, finger be sore, busting these fly spread. The Wally can't count crazily grins, provide plans, laying with my bitches and my mans and Lex lands.
Yeah, what's up, what? It's your boy Big Squeeze, host of The Jungle, each and every Friday, live at 6 p.m. Right now, you listen to weupradio.com.
Roll with the older guard, build with the sun and the
weupradio.com.
So yeah, we back.
Control.
Man, so the technical difficulty. That's why I need my producer in the studio. I'm not a producer. I just play one on radio. So yeah, we're back. You know, I mean, we had an extended technical issue. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So yep, that's what's up. At any rate, yeah, I'm kind of salty because I had like a good 5-minute monologue that was dope, and I can't get that back again. Oh my God! Oh man, that's why we gonna start a GoFundMe. We gotta get Halo back in the studio, man. This is sickening.
You gotta hit the Cash App.
Man, Cash App, $R Clemens 216. We gotta get, support the movement. We gotta get Halo back in the studio. Oh my God! So we're talking layoffs. Right now, there's a guy named Andrew Yang that's running for president, and he's talking about universal basic income, where basically, if you're a citizen of the nation, you will receive $1,000 a month, no matter who you are, no matter if you got money, you don't have money, you'll receive that money. Generally speaking, I'm with the idea. Definitely some kinks that need to be worked out. But overall, the premise is if everybody received a minimal amount of money, it will boost the economy. And the idea has been done in other places. You have places in Europe where it's been done, and those economies are vibrant compared to what we got, compared to the shit show that we got going on now. In
there's
America.
A city in California that is going to, they actually have already started doing a piloting universal basic program. It's Stockton, California. It's a program for 130 residents over the next 18 months. And under the program, the recipients will receive $500 a month with no conditions such as work or sobriety requirements. The organizers of the project have kept the identities of the people doing it secret. They said we're in a Silicon-based organization, the Economic Security Project, donated $1 million in initial funding for the program, which is about a third of its budget. The story that came out of Stockton put a real name and face on what that economic insecurity looks like and what it looks like to make a different political decision. One of the head guys with the program said. So the first payments under the program are going to be distributed on a credit card. This happened this past February, with the organizers being able to tell how the money was spent. The final results will not be available for the next few years, and the program's backers hope to be able to illustrate its progress with individual anecdotes as the data takes shape. So, yeah, Andrew Yang is not the only one. Bernie's introduced it. Elizabeth Warren has introduced it. Cory Booker, he commissioned a study in New Jersey looking into it. And then Andrew Yang, of course, and Kamala Harris, she proposed a monthly livable income grant to working families. So several of the candidates have all put their spin on that idea, because if you think about it in the long run, it makes sense. As your generation and people age, they're going to age out of being able to work. And that's not including people that maybe get injured or have a disability or can't work, maybe special needs. There's a lot of things that go into that. You just don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. So the idea, it does make sense that, okay, how can we make sure our citizens can still be productive and contribute to the society? Well, people have to be able to feel like they're a human being in the first place. They have to be able to maintain a roof over their heads, to be able to eat, to be able to keep the lights on, to be able to keep utilities on, and to, if they feel like going to get a $8 cup of coffee once in a while, they don't need to be shit-shamed about it.
At all.
So the idea is a sound one. It's really just about putting like the situation in Stockton and just using these pilot programs to see how that would work. Because a person is more likely to go out and spend money in their own communities and keep those communities thriving versus when they know they have money coming in and they know they can keep their life on run, versus somebody that's got to figure out, okay, can I get my medication this month or can I get some groceries?
Right. People are making real life choices out here, and
people are dying because of it.
Yeah, and the sick part is that it doesn't even have to be that way. The resources are there. It's just that because somebody want to get their side chick's boobs done, you know what I'm saying? You know, people got to lose their house or lose their job or what have you.
You have a lot of the same 60 and over homogenous people in the positions of power in these local, state, federal legislatures that are making the rules.
Right.
And what people don't realize is, and that's another point that I brought up the other day, these young people want to shit on these millennials, and the only people sitting on the millennials are 60 and older, the boomers.
Right.
Because
who had the
programs
and
millennials,
things
they
that they don't want to get to their grandkids.
The same shit. They're not going to put up with the same shit that they saw their parents put up with. They're not going to accumulate hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debt, hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt.
No.
They're not going to slave away at a company for 20, 30 years under the guise of getting a pension. They're not going to go out and buy a $200,000 house with a $1,200 a month mortgage note, and they can't even barely afford to pay their $100 a month electric bill.
Nah, they're not doing that.
They're not going to do it. They are not going to do it. And the fact that that is what it is, these boomers, they can't fathom it. And all you hear is the same throwback and the same dog whistles of, well, when I did it, well, you know what? That was 50 fucking years ago. We're heading into a whole new decade with a whole new generation of children that don't have the same problems, that are facing a whole new generation of problems that didn't even exist 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Nope.
So the idea that things are going to stay the same and you don't like that people want to identify themselves with whatever the fuck they want, that's your problem.
Right.
That's all on you. These kids are not going to be beholden to what some 70-year-old guy who's never had experienced anything like what they have,
who can't operate a cell phone device.
Right, that didn't get through into as a legacy at Harvard or Yale and didn't pledge a fraternity that their daddies got them into. They didn't do all that. They can't afford to.
Hell no.
They've seen what it's gotten them, and they're not a part of it. I took my niece to a college visit down at Kent State the other day, and
Kent State?
I'm just walking around. Yeah, I'm walking around that campus with her, and I'm just thinking to myself, this is why change is going to come, because these kids, these young adults, they are not out here for the bullshit. They are not for the fuckery, and it's amazing to see. It is amazing to see that even though people like to think they haven't been paying attention, they really have.
They have.
And they're definitely going to be bringing about the change that so needs to occur. And those boomers don't realize, like, y'all gonna get left in these homes to get beat up on and put in fight clubs and shit.
They like, you know what? Since y'all didn't want to give us nothing, we're gonna go ahead and let y'all fight it out.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what though? Like, you know, that Kendrick Lamar joint, you know, Tupac said that people gonna eat the rich. They gonna eat them.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that because of the way things is set up, for real. You know, on that note, we're gonna hit a break. Our guests are here, so when we come back, we're gonna have more Jooked Radio.
And don't fuck it up this time.
Right. Reggie Clemens, insurance professional. Losing a loved one is hard enough. Worrying about how you will handle final expenses only adds to one of the worst moments of your life. Let Reggie Clemens help you address this very important need. With over 12 years experience, Mr. Clemens has the knowledge and wherewithal to help you deal with all situations. No exam is required for most plans. Auto, home, and renter's insurance is also available. Call 216-925-6577 for a free quote. That's 216-925-6577. Reggie Clemens, insurance professional. We Up Radio is one of the fastest growing online radio stations in the country. If you want to grow your business, promote and broadcast live for your event, or start your career in broadcasting, We Up Radio is the place for you. We have plans and services for everyone. Email us at weupradio@gmail.com to find out more, or you can call us at 216-772-3393. weupradio.com. weupradio.com.
What's up, world? It's your boy Big Squeeze. Each and every Friday from 6 to 8 p.m., weupradio.com. Check out the dopest show in the world, you heard me? Yeah, me and my homie Mook, we go out here, we go hard with the real hip-hop heads. We got that dope shit. If it's hot, we gon' play it, believe that. Tune in to the jungle, baby. Big Squeeze, Mook, 6 to 8, weupradio.com.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, bruh? How you?
Man, I swear, I know you ain't just called my phone crying.
You've got man, Sharita birthday tomorrow, bruh. I'm still broke as hell, son.
So what you calling me for? Go get her something.
Ain't got no money.
Ain't got no money.
I mean, I got a few dollars.
Well, that's all you need. Call Jazzy Marie.
Oh, for what?
Jazzy Marie do my baby mama's nails, her hands and her feet.
Man, I bet she be looking rough too. She need that, bro. Quit playing, bro.
Man, look, I'm about to give you her number. Hold on. It's 440-454-4034. Her name Jazzy Marie.
Jazzy Marie. All right, what's the number again, man? What's that code too?
The number is 440-454-4034.
Okay.
The promo code, if you want to save $10, don't forget.
I need that, man.
Capital JM Squeeze.
Squeeze, okay. All right. Thank you, man.
JM Squeeze.
Hey, man, you my best friend, man.
What's her name again?
Jazzy Marie, man.
Okay.
I love her too, man. Thank y'all, man.
Man, stop crying and get yourself a job or something. Broke ass nigga.
Fuck you.
Hey, I'm Danny. A few of you may know me, or at least think you do, but there's so much more than what meets the eye.
Cleveland's own Hazel Green is back with another book of amazing tales. Danny's Tales. This self-published author always bring the heat. Follow my girl on Instagram at Hazel Green. That's Hazel with a Y, Green with an E, 216. Twitter, that's the same thing. Holla at her, man. Make sure you support the movement, cause it's moving. Also go to hazelgreen.com and purchase that for the low.
I'm sitting here alone. I wish I had someone to help me play with my words. Make sure you enter my world with caution.
That Ghost to Don EP nice as Make sure you go out and get that brand new EP from my man Ghost to Don. Yeah, that shit's called On the Money on all digital platforms, all media outlets, Google Play, iTunes. Make sure you go get that shit right now. Fuck that, I had to cuss. You heard the new single, With a Love? It's crazy. Go download the EP right now, On the Money, and follow my man Ghost to Don. Ghost, D-A-D-O-N 79 on IG. Follow him right now. Go download the EP, On the Money.
Saying it's gon' quit, but it's still going on. Y'all gon' kill the right one. It's gon' be on.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin.
Tune in to OP Nation Talk every Thursday, 7 to 9.
Right here live at WeUpRadio.com.
216-772-3393.
Hosted by
Ray Sharp,
Councilman Ernest L. Smith,
and King Swisher.
Every Thursday, 7 to 9. Real voice of the streets.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
What up? This is OG DJ Candy Man. You need to fuck with WeUpRadio.com.
It's been all the same. No language same like that grain. So cut that chatter, man.
Yeah, it's your nigga Semi, Cleveland the motherfucking label, CTL. Shouts out to We Up Radio, DJ Goldie Montana. What's up, big homie? You already know what it do. We in here, lit, fire emojis, you feel me?
Yo, what's good? JJ Cicero in the building, rocking out with WeUpRadio.com, and it's all love. JJ.
Yo, what's up? This is Joe Little from the Rude Boys, and when I'm riding and sliding, I listen to WeUpRadio.com.
This is East Cleveland Councilman Ernest L. Smith, and when I'm chilling at City Hall, I'm listening to WeUpRadio.com.
What up, though? It's boy Ray Cash right here, Eastside Certified, man. WeUpRadio.com. Already know what it is.
I am Piranha. We up at WeUpRadio.com. I'm here with DJ Goldie. Go check us out. We're in Cleveland, Ohio, tearing it up.
To your ride. Moving on up. Yo, what's going on, everybody? This your boy Big Moochie, baby. International King of Line Dance Music. And y'all know who I rock with, man. I rock with that WeUpRadio.com. Let's go.
Yeah, it's your boy Rich Carlisle, Cooking Halo in the building. Jooked Radio, presented by Follow Black Dollars, sponsored by Wristwork Custom. Yo, we in the building. We got my man Denario with the new single Solo. What's happening? Hey man, I was waiting on you to do that, man, because you know what? Please, yo. All right, that's what's happening, man. Yo, what's up, man? It's good to have you in the building, man. Hey, for real, man. I've been checking you for a minute, man. You had the one video where y'all was over there by the bridge, over by yeah, the downtown joint. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, right. I was like, yeah, that shit was hard. Yeah. But yo, this new joint you got, man, it's dope. It's dope. I checked it yesterday. I was like, let me go ahead, play it, get ready for the interview. I was like, ooh. Yeah. So, y'all need to actually, get that on terrestrial radio. Y'all need to put some more money behind that, for real.
Most definitely.
Definitely want to do that, man. So.
It's a must.
people are liking the song, so it's getting a good response right now.
Absolutely, man. So here at Jooked Radio, we talk about workplace issues and things that go on, on and off at the gig, stuff like that. Our topic today is layoffs. You know what I'm saying? Now I know you were MC and you're doing your thing, but like, have you ever personally experienced that sort of thing before?
Laid off?
Yeah, being laid off from your job.
I've been laid off before. I've been fired before. Never been laid off.
Right.
I don't know if that's the same thing as being fired. But,
well, you know what? Technically, no, but your pockets would disagree.
Right.
When you laid off, it's like, man, it's like being fired. It's like, okay, you did something, or we say that you did something, so you gotta go. Laid off is you didn't do nothing, but we letting you go. So either way, it's the same.
No, I've never experienced that, but I'm quite sure that it's stress. Very stressful.
Yeah, it's stressful as hell. You coming home.
Oh yeah, because you got bills to pay.
Right, you coming home like, yeah, I got laid off today. Your woman like, what?
Yeah.
Like, for real, what happened? No, for real, I got laid off. Really.
Exactly.
But that's the topic. We talk about stuff like that. But when I got the call, I was like, yeah, you definitely got to slide through. So for those that aren't familiar with you, man, just give our audience a little bit of information about yourself. Where you're from, what you do, and how long you've been doing it.
Okay. For those that don't know, I'm D. Neuro. I'm from the South Side, 131st Miles area. I've been in the game for a mighty long time. Some might have said too long, but I really didn't care. So I just kept pushing, man. But I did some stuff with Bone Thugs a few years back. I traveled with them. I put out a couple singles. I was in a duo with a guy named Montego. We put a couple mix CDs out. Went solo about 2 years ago. Put out a couple singles. Did a single called Work, a single called Buddha Man, Pressure, and then I just did the one I did with Joe Little called Solo. So I put that together. I wrote that, setting up my job.
Right.
It was just a concept, I was gonna sing it myself, but I presented it to Joe. I kept running it to Joe. We kept, meeting up. We had mutual friends, so I would, try to attend functions and network. I just displayed it to him, and he kind of felt my vibe and brought it to life for me.
Right. I'm gonna play it in a minute, man. But y'all did y'all thing on that joint, man, for real. What do you think? Like, just tell us about a moment, in your career where you was like, you know what, I really got something here. I need to keep pushing. Or that moment where you felt like that you had achieved, something major to where it gave you a push, to catapult you.
What made me want to like figure out if I didn't want to stop one day?
Yeah.
Oh man, I got so many times, man. I tell you one day. All right, look, I'm in the car one day with my homeboy, and he push up on me. He's like, "Yo, you ain't gonna believe this, man. Like I was in Dayton, and like dude was playing your CD." And I'm like, "I know that cat." And you're like, "No, you know." He's like, "Man, I love this song." He's like, "No, like he had the CD. Like I thought I'd bring it back and get you autographed it." Like that kind of pushed me, Damn! That was maybe 10 years ago. And I probably wasn't even at my best, but it was like somebody ever like they actually had my music.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right. I mean, people tell me. Even with people like I was with people like I've seen decades of rap probably like so whoever I rolled with before, they probably didn't stay in tune. They ain't keep pushing. That made me want to keep pushing for the fact that they didn't think that it could work, so they just left it alone. So I'm like, nah, cause I got something here. Plus, I had a following I had a little following and a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I just started rapping, but I do come from an era where it was like 200 rappers, and then now you look it up, it's like 2 billion rappers.
Right.
So it's like,
right. Your boss like, hey man, I got this joint. putting pressure on you, like, hey man, look, I'm just saying, like in the lab, you like, or you know, cut them hours.
Right, exactly. You know, I be at the job with cats, man. I don't even tell my rap, you know, because everybody did it. You know, they would find out some kind of way, you know. But you know, just being out, you know, people recognize you a little bit, you know. So it's like, you know, that make you want to keep pushing. Plus, I thought I had good music, and I had hit my stride yet. I thought so. Just let me get my stride right, and I'm gonna show you something.
Right, and the thing is that I'm seeing a lot of people in the city, man, that's really getting major shine, man. Major shine. Shout out to JJ. She just did her thing with Jay Dupree. Shout out to Nina Nicole. She just was on the radio in Houston. You know, shout out to Fonz. He just had the you know, the hip hop joint, you know, downtown. He fucked him up.
You know, JG just hit me in my inbox too when I signed the deal with Brother to Brother. She hit me in my inbox. Because me and her always be, you know, we always like conversate and give her respect that she was tough.
Right.
And she just congratulated me and everything, like what I was doing, and just told me to keep pushing. And she hit me up with her little venture she's gonna get into. And I wished her well, because you know, JG got bars, man.
Man, right. I've been rocking with Jig since nigga don't tell me nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I remember her before her name was Jig. I forgot what it was, but it was something else. But it wasn't always Jig. But
right.
Yeah, she get it in though. You know, but there's a couple cats out here doing something.
Red.
Dope Boy Sound Future recently. So you know, you got Rip Flames. You know, you got.
Oh, for sure. Rip Flames been doing, man. It's a lot of, you know, we definitely, you know, in the city have our own sound. Yeah. We do. Yeah. And you know, that's the thing about it. It's like when Cleveland's in the building, there's like people like, oh shit, Cleveland's in the building for real. You know, we in there, you know, and like across a variety of platforms. It's not just rap, you know, or not just one or two people that's doing it now, man.
You know, we got the melting pot. You take a little bit from everywhere, you know. We right smack in the middle, so I guess we just bring it all into like one big pot.
Yeah.
We take them a little bit everywhere, you know.
I say that like one thing about, you know, Cleveland artists is that everybody, regardless of the, you know, your genre or what angle that you're coming from, everybody tough.
Yeah.
Everybody tough. Even cats that's like, you know, you want to say people that's like a conscious rapper or a battle rapper, what have you. Everybody tough. Yeah. And you feel that in the music. You feel it in the music, even the R&B rap, even the R&B cast is tough.
Yeah. It's competition out here.
You know, it's just, yeah, you know.
I mean, we're very underrated. So it's like, you know, but when people hear and they tell you, oh, we from Cleveland, it's like, oh, they be surprised, but there's really a lot of talent out here in the city that people be overlooking.
Right. No doubt. So, and the thing is that, what was I going to say? Man. So, you know, but yeah, like the toughness and like just in general of where we're from, like you've had people that will relocate to California, and I'm not talking about even entertainers, just regular everyday people. Yeah. They get on the job and they blow up.
Exactly.
They get promoted and they like, man, why is you working so hard? Like, man, I'm from Cleveland, man. Shoot, they wasn't trying to give you shit.
Man. And my people used to tell me back in the day, like, yo, man, if you wasn't from the city, you probably would have made it a long time ago.
Right.
You know, but I mean, they used to always tell me when you go out in other cities and try to push your music, you know, if you can't make it in your city, you ain't gonna make it out here either. You gotta at least try to own your city in some kind of way and put a stamp in your own city, because you gotta bring your city to them. You know, but a lot of people, I don't knock the people who left and got it elsewhere.
No, and I say do whatever you have to do to make it, because like doing radio and interviewing people from all over the country and some people from other places like overseas.
Right.
It's the same story. What I mean by that is people will say, man, people in my city don't support until you blow. But that's everywhere.
Right.
That is not a Northeast Ohio thing. It's not. People will say, well, people in Atlanta support. It's like, man, people from Atlanta. It's people from Atlanta that's not even from Atlanta.
Yeah. Exactly. Right.
That's not even from Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
It's like ain't nobody in Florida from Florida.
Especially Miami.
Yeah. I mean, I've been out, man. And people approach me and they talk to me, and they tell me like, yo, okay, you know, I follow you on Facebook, or I follow you on Instagram, or I seen your videos. but they don't really never say nothing. Everybody don't really speak to you in the same way, so you never know who's watching you. So I never really say like, yo, Cleveland don't show support, because in a way they do. You just gotta give them something to support. I mean,
plus you have to just, no matter what it is you're doing, you gotta keep going.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta push, you know, and you know, it's a competition. So you know, you gotta be better than the next man. You know, you gotta be ready to invest in yourself and try to just, you know, stay ahead of the game and, you know, be original.
Absolutely, you have to, you know. But again, you know, for me, it's just really you have to. It's like anybody that I've seen do anything well, whether it's rapping, singing, selling sandwiches, painting, or anything, it's the same story. They laughed at me. They said, no, but I had to keep pushing. I pushed for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know that, like, Morgan Freeman was pushing for 20-something years.
Right. Before the big break.
Before the big break, and now he's God.
Yeah. Can't really mess with that man.
Now he's God. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, Samuel L. Jackson had to push for a hot 20.
Yeah, I told my dude that the other day. I said, man, Samuel L. Jackson had to push for years, man, and he overcame a heroin addiction.
Right. You know.
So it was like, you know, it's you can't put a time, you can't put an age limit on your success, man. It's like it's just either you want to keep pushing or you don't.
Right. You know, I mean, my thing is, you know, like with the radio thing, it's like, hey, look, I didn't go to school for radio.
Right.
And I'm gonna keep doing it until the end. I'm gonna still step up here, you know, and be on this mic and doing that, because you never know. You might have that one broadcast. And then you're looking at the next Howard Stern.
Right. You know, and that's how it happens. That's how it happens, man. Hard work, you know, it comes overnight, man, but it takes years of grinding, though, man. So it's like
perfecting your craft and just
it's all a process. If you don't want to go through the process, then
you don't want it.
Exactly.
You don't want it. You can always just go to work.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, for real. And it is what it is. You have to, you know, no matter what it is you're doing, you have to put the work in. You know, especially doing something that you love. You know, and if you love it, it's really not work. Like, I come down here every week, like, man, let's get this radio. Whatever,
right.
You know, let's do it.
It becomes natural. It's a natural thing, you know. And you get up and you can enjoy what you're doing.
Right.
I mean, everyone wants to get up and do something that they enjoy. I mean, I know I do.
Right.
I live and eat hip hop. I think I did for too much, but you know,
never be too much.
Yeah, never too much though. But you know, at the end of the day, you always want to get up and push and do what you love.
Absolutely. So you've worked with some legends, man. Like, tell us about, you know, one of your favorite moments. Like, you know, like one of your favorite moments in the game, and with somebody that you would consider that's like, you know, a legend to you that you've worked with, or a time you was with him, even if it's not necessarily not in the studio. Maybe let's say you bumped into Snoop Dogg in the elevator. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But just tell us about that situation.
Man, I was in LA at this club with Crazy Bone, man, called the White Lotus. It was like invite only. Might have been Florida, I think. But I'm outside and I'm smoking a cigarette, and I seen like one of the dudes from the Wu-Tang Clan. I think it was like Raekwon or something. He was tripping because he couldn't get in. But I had just remember talking to Craig. He was like telling me they was gonna push in. So I was telling the dude like, yo, no, he good. But I was like nobody though. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, all right. So he get in. I'll take him to the VIP where he at, and then I'm at the little bar and I'm talking to this, you know, this white guy. I don't know who he is, and it's two stories in this. It's two coincidences in this one story. But,
all right.
You know, the white dude, basically, I was talking to him, just shooting my breeze at him and telling him who I was. And long story short, when he got up and walked away, basically was telling me like, yo, you never know who you're talking to. And I can't remember the guy's name offhand, but he gave me a card. And basically, he was like the vice president of like Aerostar Records and some stuff like that. Right, so he's like, you know, you give me a call. So I ended up seeing, so, you know, that left an impression on me, you know what I'm saying? Before he left me, he gave me a bottle. He was like, you know, the way the network to get somebody here, you know, you might want to shoot him a bottle. You know, alcohol at a party always gets their attention. So he ordered me a bottle, say, so you see somebody you think look important, you know, send this to them. So, and then he walked away and gave me the card, so you never know who you're talking to. So then I push on throughout the day, throughout the evening, and I got my CDs in hand because I'm fresh from the city. I only been out here for like 2 days, and it's really supposed to be a networking venue. So I see Raekwon again, like the dude I just helped get in. Right. So I pushed one, I'm like, yo, everything good? He like, yeah, appreciate it, son. So I give him the CD like, yo, this is my CD, man, check me out. So he looked at me and said, what you want me to do with this? And it was like, it shocked me. I didn't know what to say. It was like, yo, you play it. You know what I'm saying? He like, so he was like, you gotta become clever and unique about your approach. You know what you want to do. But he's like, I'm gonna check you out. But then when I walked away, I'm mingling and everything. I come back, I see the same CD sitting on the table.
Dang, that's hustler flow.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt. I felt jaded, like he did you. Right. I swear I just got you in here like, wait, you know what I'm saying? But you probably could have got in without me. But I like, wait, push the envelope for you, like, wait.
Man, I left the dough crack for you and everything.
Then you left this sitting right here on the table. But then when I left it there, I started to just pick it back up. I said, no, I'm gonna leave it there. But when I came back, it was gone. So I assumed somebody picked it up. And I'm in another city, so it was just like the fact about like, someone out here probably got it. I would go out in Florida and just leave my CDs at the bus stop. I'll just pull up and leave them at the store or at the bus stop or anywhere I went to see, I would just place my stuff down anywhere I went. I didn't care. I would leave it, because somebody might pick it up and it might be intrigued by the cover and might play it. So you never know. But, those days, those two things taught me a lesson that day, but, it made me want to network and push more. And I kept saying, like, I'm going to see him one day again.
Right. I'm going to see you again.
I'm going to see you one day again,
And I ain't letting you in this time.
Right. And I had on the Browns, the whole Browns outfit. And I'm like, maybe it was the Browns outfit that did me in.
Oh, man.
I see assholes like you every day.
Every fucking day.
Man.
Right.
You should have had on that Yankee fitted.
Yeah. I should have had the Yankee fitted on, man.
Right.
All that.
He'd have been like, oh, son.
Oh, yeah. I should have wanted to say, your son,
Right.
Like, he seen me right away, like, oh, this is a Cleveland cat.
It's like, no.
No, son, can't do that, son. But it taught me a lesson though. And I wasn't even mad, but it made me push though. And it made me push. And I was young. I was like 24 years old.
Yeah.
But I went home. I just wanted to write some more.
Right. It's like I'm, had a whole diss album.
Yeah, man. I got you, son.
No doubt. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the joint solo. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely got more questions, man. Yo, we rocking with
Dinero. Right on.
See, I want to get it right because your name's important. You know what I mean? Your name's important.
There's a story behind that name too.
For real, because like me and Halo, we've been working in years in sales, financial services stuff. We talk to people from all over the world.
Right.
And a lot of times we get calls from people from overseas and they be having these intricate names. And and I said intricate, man, but
Right.
So
yeah, be missing vowels and shit.
Be like, my name is Patel.
No vowels at all. No vowels.
That's when I hit him with the thank you, sir, ma'am. Have a great day.
Right. I can't get that out.
But I brought it up because I was like, you know what? Let me try to get one of these names right. Mm-hmm. And I did it, and dude was like, man, impressed.
Right.
He had to be. He was like, he probably be from Mumbai or some shit. Definitely from India.
Then you got close. You got
it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, Mr. Patel.
Right. Hey, most folks normally call me the name you did.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yo, and I don't want y'all motherfuckers coming to the station talking shit. Because I'm trying to respect y'all.
Yeah. Say, just hold on a little bit.
The point was, it's when you say people's names right, or you making an effort or interest.
Right.
It means a lot because they didn't make their name unless they actually said, fuck you, mom, I'm going downtown and I'm changing my shit.
Yeah. I kind of set myself up for that one anyway, but I mean, I was young, but there was a reason behind that. So I was like, if I do it this way, then no one can steal it.
Right.
You can't copy my names.
It's like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah. It might look the same as my name, but because there are some dineros out here.
Right.
And there's some Dinaros out here.
Yeah.
There's
but not no Dinero.
There's no Dinero.
See, I got that shit. Yo, but without further ado, we're gonna play the joint solo featuring Joe Little of the Rude Boys right now.
Yes.
Yo, Cleveland, what's up?
Peeping the video.
Concrete jungle. For the season. The Moors want to eat. What was you? I used to hug that block. Solo.
I've been riding around the block for so long. The streets don't love me no more.
No, they don't love you no more.
I've been up, but now I'm solo.
I've been up, but now I'm solo.
She says,
yeah,
she don't love me no more.
Ain't no place to be safe when them killers round. Anybody on the block can be a killer now. Tell me how I feel in a cell when you look around. Ain't no place for them kids to be safe now. Told them to be safe, but they cracking every safe now. Hit Kel 6 rounds, but he here now. Nothing but the Lord up above that I fear now. Used to get some love from a girl, she don't show it now. I'm out the mud with no love on the solo. Hit him like weight with some weight on the dolo. Sorry for the wait, had to pray on my solo. So full of pain, homies praying in their photos. We so full of pain that we pray now. You can lose life any day now. And them dudes that you hang around with ain't none of them legit. They just wanna see you dead now. That's what I tell my son now. Can I make him to a man now? Never hold your head down. My homie died and he smiled in the eyes of the killer. I'm rolling 2.5 in the swisher, 2.5 in the swisher. Praying for your souls, praying for the wolf that made it home, praying for the wolf that made it home. Let it breathe. Yeah, I'm gone.
I've been riding around the block for so long.
That's right. Solo.
The streets don't love me no more.
They never did, boy. Solo. Get his money.
But now I'm solo.
It's bread.
She said,
yeah,
she don't love me no more. I'm on solo.
All night.
These streets
don't you love me?
Don't love me no more. But now I'm solo. She said,
what she said?
she don't love me no more. I'ma sweep the streets. Don't love me no more. Tell me what I'm gonna do. With my life, I gotta eat, no time for sleep. Thinking day and night, my hustle's done stalled. My hustle's done stalled. Now I'm riding around the block solo. Cause she don't love me no more. I've been up and now I'm solo. Cause she said she don't love me no more.
No love for me no more. I just go where the wind blow. Lightweight, gotta let it go. That's me, that's sweet, my sweet. That's the key to the street. We can't get peace till we all get a piece. Everybody want a piece. It ain't safe in the streets. It ain't safe in the streets. All day.
Man.
Thank you.
Yo, now I'm telling you, man, that's a hit right there. And here's the thing. On Jooked Radio, we ain't gonna gas you.
Right on, right on.
We're not.
Right.
Now, using the plug, everybody got love. Everybody got love on the plug. Everybody got love on the plug. To the radio, not so much.
Since you can't send no love like that.
No, because like, you know, and Halo will tell you, you know, generally speaking, we talk about what we talk about. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, whenever I have a music artist on, it's either because you dope, or you dope, and my man brought you through because you was dope.
Appreciate it. I hope the world thinks I'm just as dope.
If not, you know, Halo be like, man, nah.
Right
she
on.
was like, nah.
Right on.
She was like,
right. Yeah.
Am I lying, Halo?
No, not even a little bit, because you know I'll turn the mic off on the motherfucker in a minute.
Oh, well, I'm glad the mic is still on. I am glad. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I'm not here for all that. If you want somebody to gas, there's plenty of people around that do that. We don't do that over these parts.
Right on. I respect that. Respect the love.
Not at all, man. I mean, like, I know the energy had to be crazy, you know, laying that joint down.
No, it was real crazy. Like I said, I wrote it in my head. You know, it was like I never actually had like the actual like stuff down on paper solidified. And I was singing it to people, and they was thinking I was some kind of crazy fool. And I'm like, but I know what the studio can do to it. You know, but then I ran it into Joe twice. I'm like, you know, let me see what he think about it. And when I did it, he didn't even laugh. He like, yo, play the beat back. And then he like sang it for me. And I'm like, yeah, I was gonna do that. He's like, yeah, I bet you was gonna do that, huh? He's like, you weren't gonna do that. You weren't gonna do that.
Like, no, the hell you was
not doing that. I like you thought you was gonna do that, but yeah, right on. But I got you though. I like your concept.
You wasn't gonna do this. You was gonna do it.
Yeah. You just looked at me straight face like, nah, man. No. I see what you mean, though, but you know. You was not gonna do what I was gonna do to this thing right here.
You know what I'm saying? Because the song and the concept, the lyrics was dope, but you know, adding him to it, I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Because I think, you know what? People done forgot. I think some people in the city done forgot how dope the Rude Boys is.
Yeah.
Or how dope that he is.
Right,
and
man.
he's so humble. He's so humble, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he speak to everybody. He never one of them dudes that are big time you.
Man, I sat back at a show in Canton, man. I watched John B. like sing all his songs. And I'm like, yo, that's John B. over there, like singing songs, like his old school songs, you know. Like even like the Genuines, man, they all know who he is, Tanks, you know. So like, you know, if you respect them people, you gotta respect him in the same way. I mean, he did his thing.
Right. I'm like, man, dude, he's still
right.
I was like, ooh.
Yeah, still blow, you know. Yeah. So it's like, you know,
people act like that you forgot how to do shit and whatever because you older.
Yeah.
It's like,
nah, you get better. You get better,
it's like,
man.
Nah. It's like, dude, do not disrespect the OGs because they've been killing people for quite some time.
Exactly. That's why they still wrong and they still do it. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
Exactly.
They done worked on a new way to kill you. They just sitting back because they bored.
It's like cardio, you know, they used to it, man.
Yeah, it's like muscle memory, man.
Right. Muscle
know,
memory, I like that.
It's definitely muscle memory, man. So, you know, man, but yeah, that's like I said before, man. I had to join on repeat. Like, what are some new shows you got coming up, and like, what are some different projects you're working on right now?
No upcoming shows at this present time. Just really working the single right now, man. Trying to get a good buzz on the single. I might be bringing out a mix CD. I mean, I got a couple other songs that I have out on my YouTube page, and that I'm sitting on. You know, I got a song called Work. I got a song called Buddha Man, Pressure. So, you know, those are still there, but you know, the main goal is to promote the solo, and you know, just a lot of radio interviews, a lot of appearances, showing my face. But I do, and I will be having a mix CD sometime within the near future, and hopefully before the end of the year. Try to put together a mix CD and give the people something to listen to and hold on to until the first of the year when the first quarter start. But there's always some new music on the way. I'm working on it all the time.
Definitely. So, like, with the advent, you know, with the way in which, you know, we receive our music now, you know what I'm saying, versus like back in the day, you know, you make your tape, you know, your CD. Now, you know, it's the streams.
Exactly.
You know, it's just, like the game is definitely, you know, switched up. I'm seeing a lot of artists, you know, for like a couple of weeks or a month or so, they would come out with physical copies or sell downloads, and the name escaped me. Let me look through my phone here or whatnot, because if anybody got something to sell, and they dope, I'll definitely rock with them.
Right.
And pay the $1 or the $5.
Hey, I just had some CDs recently, mixed CDs out recently. I was out there doing that. We was out there with that, but we had it to the point that we was just like able to send like music to like people like in different cities,
right?
Because they followed us.
Okay. So yeah, I was getting my thought together for like the Bandcamp.
Okay.
Art through the Bandcamp, and then after that, you drop the streams on the Spotify, the titles, and things of that sort.
Right.
And just looking at that model, like what are some ways that you feel that artists should attack it now from a fiscal standpoint? Because before you can go out the trunk, and you can go ghetto gold out the trunk now.
I think that's still possible. It's possible. I don't knock another man's hustle. But it's really digital. Back in the day, they used to tell you like, oh, you got to go to New York or you got to go to L.A. Excuse me, or you got to go here. Well, you really don't got to do that anymore because you can just push a button. You can be everywhere. So it's like streaming and getting your stuff out on social media and Spotify's and Google Plays, Apple Music, iTunes. Even the spin reelers with your mix CDs. It's always good to push the envelope and push the music. But like something out of the trunk of your car is not a bad idea. No. You don't see people putting up too many posters no more themselves no more. Like that's not a bad idea to just tag the street with posters. On the poles. Like any promotion is good promotion.
Right.
You just gotta hit it from every angle. But you gotta have a multiple of angles. You just can't have one specific angle. You gotta be able to maneuver yourself and give yourself some wiggle room. And because everybody not on Facebook and everybody ain't on Instagram and everybody ain't got Twitter. So you gotta be able to reach out and expand in some kind of format in some kind of way to make people even want to take a notice of what you're doing. And that's gonna really start with investing in yourself and trying to put money into your brand and push your brand. But I don't really think there's no specific way to do it because everyone's tried it their own way, and some people make it their own way. You never know what will work and what will not work until you try it.
Facts. Like, have you ever everybody got the things that we do, to pay the bills or what have you, or a job or whatever. You ever had an incident where a supervisor or whatever heard your music and was like, "Hey, that shit popping"?
No, I had a job a couple years ago, and I did maintenance at a warehouse, and I'm walking through during the holiday season, and she was like, the lady in HR was like, "Yo, I had a Christmas card from you from the supervisor, and I thought it was for me, so I opened it up and I seen your name." She said, "So I went to Facebook, but then I went to the Facebook page and then it led me to another page." She said, "What was so funny was my daughter be dancing to your song every morning." And I'm telling her I know him, I work with him. And it's just your song, and that's you. I'm like, what? Because she had called me by my rap name, and she had almost got it right. Because when she says she gave me the car and said, "Hey, De Niro," and I'm like, yo, how you know that name? And she was like, "Yo, I seen your name on the Christmas card, so I looked you up on Facebook." It took me here, but it messed me up though. It's like yo, and she was like, "Yeah,
I know who you is.
I know who you is." It was like, wow. So she was like, "Yo, my daughter wanted a copy of your CD," so I had to go get a CD for her because I had the CDs and I autographed it for her. And so the lady come out, put me at my shows, and she still followed me. So I had gained a fan from that instance at my job. But she recognized me from her daughter playing my music, and I was kind of shocked that her daughter was playing my music. She was like, "No, she loved that song." But it's happened to me before plenty of times, and that's what really kept me to keep pushing and doing something because I'm getting across to somebody. Somebody knows me.
And that's like the things that make it worthwhile. Cause I remember, I was chopping with one of my homies. You know what I'm saying? He at the house, we barbecuing, and he was like, "Yeah, man, so what's up with the radio?" I was like, "Huh?" He was like, "Oh, you thought I wasn't listening?"
Right.
I was like, I don't know. He was like, "Man, hey, man, we want you to get back on there," because I took a hiatus.
Right.
I took a hiatus because that was a time where I had just moved into my house and was getting ready for my son to be born.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I was just trying to get that together. I was like, let me focus on this,
right?
And then we're gonna bring it back. And that was when I was thinking about I was chopping with Halo on the Jooked Radio thing.
Okay.
We was like just talking about it. We wasn't really planning for real.
Right.
But I knew I wanted to take it to a different direction. But it all goes to show that you never know who's out there listening or who rocking with you.
Oh, yeah.
And who cheering for you, man.
Perseverance, man. You gotta
never
push.
know.
I mean, look, it's not what you go through; it's how you get through it. So it's like you can choose to stop. It's not it's not the best that make it, man. Like the best don't always make it. It'd be the ones with the most determination.
Facts. I mean, that's the thing about it, man. Talent don't work hard. People assume, well, I got this rocket arm. It's like, man, but if you're not at practice, if you're not watching game tape, and if you're not working on your technique, it's not going to translate in the game.
That's what the terminology "you wasn't with me shooting in the gym" come from.
Right.
Like you wasn't there through when I was missing those baskets. So it's like, at the end of the day, a lot of people could have gave up. Anyway, they wouldn't be where they at today.
Right.
Shout out to the ones who kept pushing. But life sometimes take you in a different direction. So each person has their own destiny. So it's like, sometimes it wasn't meant for some people. But sometimes I feel like myself, I can make it meant for me.
Right. I mean,
that's how I felt.
just looking back on just the people, the people that you worked with and stuff, and just looking at this joint. I mean, you got people that go through their whole career and never work with a platinum artist, a gold artist, or an artist that went ghetto gold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You went gold. You never. I mean, you didn't. You got some. Impressive. Impressive accomplishments, my man.
Man, my first time really getting out of the city, man. I think I won like a Pepsi, like a. It was a Rough Waters contest, man, and I was like 209 on the list. That was the little number they gave me to put on my shirt.
Damn.
And I remember it was like earlier in the day, and it was like daylight out. I didn't go on stage, man, until about 1:15 in the morning, and you only got 2 minutes on stage. And then he picks you, and if you wasn't there, he'd call you back, whatever, and that's what it was. But it was only 3 people he was gonna pick. I was one of the 3. But then he slow walked me on the after effect, because I'm like, all right, what's the next move? Because a month had went by and I hadn't heard nothing back. So I kept calling him, be like, yo, you come to Brooklyn, because you come to Yonkers and we can holler. And it was like, okay, whatever. I get my dude yo, we finna go to New York tomorrow.
About to go.
Right, because I'm be packing it up. I got my CDs. I won this contest. He owed me something, Right. So we drive. We leave about 3 in the morning. And I remember I get to New York and I get to the tunnel, and we coming in and I'm calling him yo, I'm in New York. He like, huh? I'm like, yeah, I'm in New York. He said, really? I'm like, really? He said, well, where you at? I said, I'm on a street called Broadway. He like, yo, follow Broadway all the way up. He said, but I'm not even there. I'm not in the city.
I see assholes like you every day.
Every fucking day.
So I'm like, well, where you at? He like, I'm on the island. I'm not hip. He ain't like Harlem or something.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, well, that's not too far. He like, well, it's kind of far. Cause I'm on.
It ain't far enough.
Right.
We done drove 7-8 hours. We want to see you.
But he like, by the time you get up Broadway to where I'm at in Yonkers, supposed to be in Yonkers to the studio, I should be right behind you. So he like, yo, you really came, son. I'm like, yeah, man. So I pull up at the spot in Yonkers, man, and we sitting there, and he pull up 30 minutes later. But I remember seeing Jada Kiss, and I remember seeing Eve, and I remember seeing the prototypes or those them 3-wheelers that people riding around on now.
Yeah.
People don't know that's where they came from. They made them designs, and they were smaller versions of them. If you watch their old videos, you would see it.
Yeah.
And they had the double R's on the hoods of them. They sold that prototype and they sold it and they made it bigger. But them brads was sitting outside the studio, and I'm sitting there with my dude and my cousin like, yo, man, that's Jada Kiss. That's Styles P over there, And he pull up and he like, yo, okay. And all it was a brief interview of what he wanted to see what I had on CD. And I had 4 songs, and he played the first one. He the first couple of minutes came on and he went to the next one. So I'm like, he clicking me, right? So he gets to the second one and he's vibing on it, he plays it. And he gets to the third one, he's playing and he turns it up. You know what I'm saying? And then he goes to the 4th one, he turns it down a little bit, and he goes to the 3rd one again, he turns it up. And there's people walking by, he like, yo, how you like this song right here? And people like, yo, that's nice. Y'all made this right here? Like, nah. And then he's like, yo, you got a good response. And he's like, yo, I see you all over the place with your style. You might want to just tone it down a little bit and come back here with it. And I want you to give me 4 more like this. But basically, I took a 7-hour drive to have a 40-minute conversation with somebody to just, all right, we gonna get together, we gonna do some work. And I drove back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, that was my first time meeting somebody. Wow. Hooking up with Bone was another thing too, though. So it was I had my times, And then, I learned from each one of those days. It pushed me.
Yeah, but that being said, I mean, that reminds me of a story that I read in the source. When they interviewed Master Ace.
Right.
And he was talking about his story coming up, and he had won, ironically, a contest, and he was supposed to meet with Marley Marl.
Right.
And him and this dude, they went up, they were supposed to meet him, right? And they were ready to wait all day.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much they waited all day.
All day.
And Marley Marl finally pulled up, late as hell. I mean, you think Cass is on like nigga time in Cleveland,
right?
New York is a whole. They sat up all day,
Yeah.
but that being said, something did come of that. Obviously, Master Ace is a legend.
Legend, right?
And he had to do that. So I'm saying, you're not the only one.
Yeah, man.
You're
like,
not the only one.
Yeah, no, I'm not the only one.
You know what I'm saying?
Each be funny because when I was on the road with Crazy Bone, man, like I used to carry his bags for him,
Mm-hmm.
But it was like I was able to get in the studio. I learned from the dude, and I watched how he did his music. And they be catching it like, oh, that cuts hard. And I was like, no, that's not the one you should use. I wasn't just a yes man, you know what I'm saying? But, I didn't really care about it like that. I was more focused on me, but I'm not going to just sit there and be like, oh, this is hard because you who you are, But I've been there, and I've seen how people network, and I've seen how they maneuver. And I just took what they did, and I learned from it, And I watched people, and it taught me ways to do my own technique.
Right.
And I guess that pushed me to where I am today, supposedly. So it was like, every day is a learning experience. You got to just keep pushing.
No doubt. No question. So, Halo told me about the time when you was, when you went to, what was you at New York? Halo.
What are you talking about?
When you went to New York, was it for Hot 97?
Oh, when Angie Martinez left, I couldn't do it because I told you I'll cut the mic off from somebody, and you just got mad at me because I'm not. I asked my blood on this dude. I don't.
Right.
But that's another part of the game where you could get to a certain place. And then it's like, okay, well, you're going to have this, but you have to do it this way.
Yeah, exactly.
And having the fortitude to say, you know what, no, I'm not doing that. I'd rather just go a little bit longer.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go ahead and hustle a little longer
right.
or a lot longer to do it on my terms so I can look at myself in the mirror and like what I see.
Exactly. I mean, you have to be comfortable with what you're doing in your own skin. Because you're not gonna give it your natural if it's not what you feel.
Yeah, and I thought about that when you were saying I'm not gonna just say that's dope because I'm around you.
Nah.
If it's not dope, it's not dope.
It's not dope. That's not what it is. I know you're a legend, but that's not the one. Right? That's not the one. I heard the other joint, that other one, 2 back songs back. That beat right there, that's fire.
Yeah.
That's the one I would run with if I was you. That's just my opinion on it. Right. That's just how I feel. So. I'm not here to appease your thoughts.
And that's another thing. That's another thing about with workplace issues. You got the kiss ass, the yes men.
Yeah.
We got the company slurs.
Someone's always brown nosing or talking behind your back, smiling in your face.
Yeah, we call them the company snitches.
Yeah.
The company snitches and informants. And that's in the industry.
Yeah, that's everywhere. That's everywhere, though. It's everywhere. People would hate to see you succeed sometimes. They don't want to see you progress yourself. They want to see you stay stagnant in where they at because misery might want your company.
Right. It's like, you didn't make it either. Great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good try. Right on. Yeah.
Like you mother.
Right.
Like, damn, they let him in. Why him?
Oh yeah, people love to see you in a bad situation. They wish you well, but wish you fail.
Right. Or don't do as good as me.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't want you to come out that box that they see you in.
Nah. That's why it's best to say solo. Is that a cheap commercial for my solo singer? Solo.
Cop that joint. I don't believe in the phrase shameless plug. No,
right, yeah, there you go.
No, buy my shit.
My own plug. Solo. Buy my record. I'm on Spotify too, and Apple Music and iTunes too.
Right.
You get jiggy with this.
Get all of that, yo. All of that, man.
See, I learned that from them.
No such thing as a shameless plug.
You always gotta plug yourself.
I don't believe in that. Oh man, I don't believe in no. You plug. You never know.
Exactly.
That's why they say you plug away.
Right. They might look back at this interview one day like, "Yo, man, this is what made him." You know,
Right.
This is what did it. You never know.
Inside the actor's studio.
Exactly.
And then pull up this interview.
Hey, my dude hit me the other day when he seen your post. It's like, "Yo, I didn't know you was a national recording artist."
Man, you know, here's my thing. Here's my thing with that. If you have your product on a national and or global platform, you national.
I'm national. That's what I felt
You
like.
national. Once you got somebody outside of your city, state, wherever listening to you, you national.
You're national.
We have a lot of people that listen to We Up Radio overseas that are in the military.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, look, the World Wide Web then made everybody national.
Made everybody national. You know, it's just how you push a product and you push the envelope, how you do it.
I'm like, no, I don't have, you know, and that's another thing that artists and creatives have to get out of, saying that you're local.
Yeah.
If you put your shit on the internet, you're not local
No, you're not.
anymore.
No.
Because anybody can see you, anybody can reach you, and anybody can purchase your product. You're not local unless you just feel in your mind and your heart.
Unless your settings on Facebook are set to friends only. Then you're not getting multiple views. You're just your cousin and your auntie seeing you. You have to put it on public.
And your auntie's not looking at your shit.
Right.
She didn't unfollow you years ago.
Right, exactly. Like you're still following her though. She hasn't made a post since 2015.
No, not at all. She saw the damn party with you with those cigarillos and cut your shit off.
Yeah, you gotta put it on open. You know, open, not private. You know.
You have ran astray from the Lord.
Exactly. Once you put your stuff on public, then you're to the world. You know.
You're to the world.
You can't. You cannot be noticed. You know.
Yeah.
Like I've done songs with people all over the world. You know.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I know I'm being heard somewhere else besides my city, and I know for a fact that I have people like, and it's about how you hashtag your stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, so
if I have you on the show, or just in general, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play you like when you a local artist.
Right.
You know, you a local this or you a local that.
Right.
Especially if you know, again, like I said before, if you have your stuff open to the world, man, you're not local. Unless you gonna tell me in the chair, yeah, man, I'm local. I'm be like, for real? Okay, well, he's local. So next week we're gonna have
we're gonna have this guy next week.
Who's not local.
Right. Because he doesn't believe in himself. You know.
Clearly he doesn't believe in himself.
You know, that's some guys that don't want to invest in themselves, you know. You know, it's just like, hey, this thing supposed to come to them. I'm just that live, like, yeah.
Well, check out this belt.
Right. You know, look at my fanny pack.
Right. Oh, man. Man, I don't even, you know, my hand ain't even that quick enough for that. You got me, man. You got me. Yo, we about to wrap the show up, man, but I definitely want to thank you for stopping by. Any last thoughts? And also, please plug your social medias and the whole nine.
Any last thoughts? Keep pushing. Don't stop. If they tell you can't do it, show them. It's perseverance and hustle and grind. Money don't sleep at all, so you gotta just keep pushing. You can find me anytime you want to look up my music. My YouTube channel is Dianero1. My Twitter page is Dianero131. Instagram is Dianero131, D_ANARO131, and I'm also on Facebook at Dianero Hennessy. Music is on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Music. Just type in Dianero Solo, new single with Joe Little. So you can type in Dianero Joe Little song Solo, go download it, stream it. It's a great song, you'll love it, and hopefully you'll be seeing a whole lot more of me, and you know, stay with me and mad respect to We Up Radio for even having me on here to display who I am and let them know that I am the real Dianero.
No, that's what's up. Halo, any last thoughts?
Man, that damn Pastor Wilson video, that's some lazy ass shit. If you're impressed by that, I can't even rock with you, man. That ain't cute. The fuck kind of foolishness was in it? You lazy bastard.
I see assholes like you every day.
Every fucking day.
Fuck that shit.
That shit.
I
Wow.
haven't even seen the video.
Yo, I seen the video and I was kind of like pissed off that I saw it. I was mad. It was like, yo, and then women like, yo, if you're not like the pastor, I don't want you. Like, you haven't been around then, have you?
Well, it was basic.
Man,
that shit was unreal. I was looking at that shit like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. The bitch just laying there. This nigga head just laying there. Like, that ain't, this is not even Pornhub quality type shit. Like, why would you go live with that? Like, get the fuck out of here. Then he backs the front and I'm like, what the fuck, nigga? You ain't eat. Oh.
Yeah.
Man, no.
In the video after, it just made it even more funny because he was telling people like, yo, don't worry about who cootie cat I'm eating. Worry about who eating your cootie cat.
Yeah. Like, nigga, you said cootie cat?
Yeah, he said cootie cat. Cootie cat or coochie cat.
Like,
Coochie cat or cootie.
No wonder you doing like that. You still call the shit cootie cat.
Yeah. He said it two or three times, man.
I mean, but you gotta understand. I mean, he is the pastor, man. I mean, for that crowd, for the TDJ's crowd, he doing big things.
Yeah, but they act like pastor don't got needs. You know, he's a human being.
I rock with the cussing pastor. I'm not even into that shit for real, but I rock with the cussing pastor.
Yeah. The donkey pastor got a wife? That wasn't even his wife. That's his wife's friend's daughter.
Yeah.
Oh,
like, what the fuck?
Real?
Yeah. Like, nigga, you super scandalous with this shit, and you lazy with this shit. Like, that bitch should have told you to get the fuck up.
Oh, you said that was his wife's friend's daughter?
Daughter. Yeah.
Yep. He was mentoring at church.
He was.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
And you know what? Whatever, man. And he's still in business?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, of course he is.
He about to probably be famous now.
You know
he's
what?
famous already now.
You know what? Me and Halo, we're going to start us a church.
Mona Scott probably going to give his ass a damn reality show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Because you know he's with the fuckers.
Major league.
There's going to be a church in hip-hop.
Mona stay with that.
She said, last thoughts, we done went into a whole other segment. Right. I gotta talk about this shit a little bit more. So the pastor's wife's friend's daughter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my God, man! He probably got her cell phone bill paid. And
yeah, they showing her face on the internet now. They showing who she is too. So she's been exposed.
Oh,
yeah, she tried to hide herself.
You already knew. You knew that was coming.
Oh yeah, that's coming. She couldn't have for long. Nope.
Man.
It's your fault. She did it to herself.
Ain't nobody taking it.
That old camera phone, man.
See, that's why Drake be telling chicks to leave your phones up front. Leave your phones up front. You ain't about to. You are not about to get this wave.
There were days where you just had to put a quarter in the phone to use it.
Right. Oh yeah.
Now everyone has a phone with a camera on it.
No phones past this point.
Nope.
You got to sign a disclaimer too. You know.
I'm trying. You ain't not about to get me on that Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah.
Cuba Gooding Jr. stuff.
See, I think if Bill Cosby would have had a camera phone back in them days, he wouldn't be in jail.
Nah.
Man.
Couldn't be in jail.
Man.
Bill Cosby had a camera phone, wouldn't be in jail.
No, we'll see footage of them chicks asking him
for it. Yup.
Hey, I need that pill.
Yes, and another pudding pop too. You know,
right.
I want a pudding pop. You know, now like Bill had a camera phone, he'd be good.
Right. You know, now it's man. Oh man, but yeah, I rock with the cussing pastor because he says he likes pussy.
Yeah, well, if he didn't, something would be wrong if he was a man and he didn't like coochie.
I mean, it's some that don't. It's a substantial population of men that don't.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, I feel for those fellas.
I mean, I don't feel shit for them.
You know, I feel for them.
Hey, whatever.
You know,
hey,
I feel for them.
Hey,
I love
life. It. Hey, I'm a kind of I like that.
Women are beautiful.
Very much so.
All women are beautiful.
Yes, that is true.
Every size, every color, every race. All women matter.
Right. No doubt.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm fed, feeling X-rated. It's Mr. Nasty time. Oh, Mr. Nasty time.
But in the words of the Reverend,
right.
You can't go around eating everybody coochie cat.
Man. Oh my God. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable. Yo, we're gonna be back next week. I was gonna, go out of town, but that shit over with. So we're gonna be back next week.
I'll be back.
I'm pretty sure between now and then, somebody else, you know what I'm saying, that we can talk about in addition to workplace issues here at Jooked Radio. Oh my God! But I want to thank you again for stopping through. Any last thoughts, Crooked?
No, I guess we see these motherfuckers next week.
All right, we out.
Ain't laid off.